All right, what up, YouTube? This is the Brain. I've got my collaborator, Vampmir, here.
What's up, guys? I just started rereading these translations and realized how stupid some of this Timeless River crap is.
Oh, dude, it's amazing. So let's jump right in here. Okay, so you've got a level 0 Timeless River Sora. Now, the level 0 is important because that means you're going to go first, unless your opponent is also playing a level 0, which most people never would. So that means you're going to go first. If you look on here, you have 12 HP. That's right, a full dozen HP to start off with. And then, of course, you have 0 attack, 0 magic. But you do have a cool ability. The ability for this card says at the beginning of the game, you may automatically search for either a Timeless River Goofy or a Timeless River Donald. I choose to play Timeless River Donald. We'll see him in a minute. And place them into your friend area, then shuffle your deck. This card cannot play form cards or friend cards that are level 4 or above, and you cannot play level 0 worlds. This card cannot play Donald or Goofy cards that are not Timeless River. So, in theory, if you could change form into something like Valor form or Wisdom form, you'd be able to negate a lot of the negative aspects of this particular Sora card. The problem is, if you go and look at all the Wisdom and Valor form cards, and Vamp pointed this out to me, they all say you have to add them to a Sora level 1 or greater. So, wah, wah, wah. You can't play them. So this whole deck that you're going to see is built around the premise that you can't actually use form changes, which is something that was up for debate about how the English translation of this would have gone. But if we just use the straight Japanese to English, this is kind of the way it lays out. So this is the way I play it. You know, if you're playing with your friends and you wanted to try and do it the other way, you could, as long as everybody agrees to it, right? And you're all on the same page. But if you want to try and stick to the letter of the law, I think this is how it's interpreted. So again, beautiful card. Here's his buddy Donald that comes into play at the beginning of the game. He brings 0 attack, but he does give you 2 magic. And then Donald's ability, let me scroll down here and see if I can find it. Donald's ability is while he's on your world card, or I'm sorry, while he's in your friend area, all equipment for both players add attack value of 0, which means if you're playing Roxas and they have 2 weapons equipped, they get plus 0 attack. So it just levels the playing field a little bit more. In fact, you'll see an equipment card for Timeless River Sora later that's an equipment card that adds 0 attack, and this is why, right? Because Donald would have negated it anyway.
Stupid.
Yeah, it's crazy stuff. So the first level 0 friend is Donald because he comes into play no matter what. So I'm going to put him up here with Sora because they come out as a pair at the start of the game. To start off with, I'm going to put a couple out here at the same time because I run 2 of each. So I've got the Mayor and then Titus level 0. So the Mayor, when he hits play, allows you to look for any Jack Skellington in your deck and put him into your hand. This is great because I use the Mayor to fill gaps in your worlds as you're world racing, right? So if you need a level 2, like let's say you have a level 1 in play, but you need a level 2, you put the Mayor down, you grab Jack Skellington level 2, there you go. Let's say you need a level 3, you can pull your level 3. If you're desperate and need a level 1, you can pull your level 1, and so on. So very, very useful for helping you build up to get to your higher level cards, which in this deck is very important. Level 0 Titus allows you to get rid of any level 0 friend cards sitting in your opponent's friend area. I like to use him to fight things like Owl, because Owl will prevent you from playing magic friend cards, which in a World Racer you're going to play a lot of things like Tinkerbell or Bambi. And so you want to make sure that you can actually play those cards. So you use Titus almost exclusively to get rid of Owl or any other tricky level 0 like an Alice or something like that that's really irritating the crap out of you. Okay?
So, hey, move the Donald out from under Sora so people can see that guy.
You got it.
There you go.
All right.
That thing's still pretty.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, all the Timeless River stuff. The black and white actually looks really cool. Let's see here. I'm going to try and prop up.
Because the English translations you sent me, like, that we've got, like, all of the image ones you sent me,
yeah,
they're all orange, but then when I look at them, like, they're kind of like yellowish orange on the images that you and I have for our translations, but then when they're actually the cards, they're all black and white foil, which is it's amazing looking.
Yeah, it's pretty cool. So the next two, the last level 0 friends that I have, you've got Horus Horsecaller, who's pretty straightforward. He's a +3 attack, +0 magic. When he's sitting on when he's in your friend area and your world card is Timeless River, he allows you to ignore the game text on any dark cards sitting on your Timeless River world card. So he only works in certain scenarios, but he's a level 0 that gives you +3 attack, and in a deck where you're just dying for power, it's a pretty easy thing to get 3 attack into play. And then for those of you who don't know, this is actually the king, but this is from the Piece of Memory set where they turned it into an uncommon, and it's a non-foil card. So I have a whole bunch of these, so now I can run these in my deck instead of having to have the ridiculously rare and hard to find super foil king.
So one question, why are you, because I read her, why are you not playing Clarabelle?
It's...
For anybody who doesn't know, Clarabelle Cow is a level 0, 1 attack, 1 magic that says when this card is in your friend area, your opponent cannot place Dark Heartless or Dark Nobody cards onto your Timeless River card 2 turns in a row.
Right, and so if you were playing a ton of Timeless River cards, like World cards, you would. The problem is there are only 2 Timeless River World cards in the entire game. One is the level 1, which causes both players to discard their lowest value friend, or lowest level friend. The other one is a level 2 that was from the Rejoin set, which I'll show you later. So I don't run enough copies of Timeless River to make Clarabelle really effective, so I cut her for other cards.
Gotcha.
So, next up, I've got my level 1s, and I only have 4 of these, so I'll throw them all out here at the same time. I've got Kyrie level 1, Stitch level 1, Jack Skellington level 1, and Sid level 1. Okay, so Kyrie level 1 is cool. This is an uncommon from Piece of Memory. A lot of people don't even know what this card does. When she comes into play, if you have either Riku or Sora as your player card, it automatically gets +3 attack. That's all she's there for. She also brings you +2 attack and +2 magic while she's in your friend area, so helps you cast some magic and things like that. For those of you that don't know, Stitch is a totally badass card. He's a level 1, he gives you +3 attack, +0 magic, but he does a bunch of different things. When he comes into play, first of all, you get +1 HP. Second of all, if he's involved in a challenge, and it says involved, you do not have to win. If he's involved in a challenge, when the challenge is over, regardless of who wins, your opponent discards all equipment cards attached to their player card. So Stitch, just like in the movies, has sticky fingers, he grabs all the cool gadgets and runs off with them. Really freaking cool.
Is as soon as he's involved in the challenge, your opponent has to discard their equipment. So as soon as he hits that challenge, they go away.
Oh, okay. Yeah, so that was a misinterpretation then on my part.
Yeah, it's as soon as they are involved in that challenge, which he's really good.
Yeah, and again, he's not a powerhouse, but he's definitely there just to screw with people, and he does it very, very well. So the next thing I have here is you got Jack Skellington, pretty self-explanatory. I talked earlier about using that in combination with the Mare. And then I have Sid. For those of you who don't know, this is a Japanese version of Sid. But anyway, Sid, when he comes into your friend area, you have the ability to, I think it's discard him, and then you can discard any number of cards from your hand and then draw the same number of cards that you discarded. So in other words, if you have a bunch of fluff in your hand that you don't need, you can throw it away if you're digging for a specific card. So the more cards you have in your hand, the better. Okay, so I'll move on now to my level 2s. So I've got a few more of these, so I'll lay them out in order here. Let's see if I can fit them all in here. Yeah, so to start off with, you've got King Triton. King Triton is awesome because he's a level 2 that plays like a level 1 from your hand, and then once he hits the field, he turns back into a level 2. So he's a really important, what I call a bridge card, to get you from your level 1s to your level 3s, or getting you from level 0s all the way up to level 3s. So I only play one of him though, because I figured out that running Fairy Godmother in this deck is actually very helpful, because what she does is you can discard her from your friend area to go ahead and search for any magic friend card. I run Tinkerbell and I run a level 3 Bambi, which means if you have somebody like Jack Skellington level 2 in play that has 3 magic, you can ditch Fairy Godmother and thin your deck to then go ahead and grab somebody else that will help you advance in levels a little bit faster. She brings 0 attack but +4 magic, so if you decide not to discard her because you already have things in your hand, it means then you can play any magic card in this whole deck, which is very cool. Tinkerbell level 2, the only real reason to have her in here is she gives you +2 HP when she hits the field, and so that's really helpful. Especially when you're world racing, like if you're playing against aggro decks, they're going to try to kill you as quickly as possible. Tink stalls, so that's what she's there for. Jack Skellington, self-explanatory, but don't sleep on his ability to lower dark card levels. So like level 2, Jack reduces all dark cards in everybody's hands by 2 levels. If you're world racing like I am in this deck, it means you're going to encounter bigger monsters faster. So you just have to really keep that in mind, that if you're going to play this, it opens you up to level 6 dark cards when you're sitting at 4 levels on your side of the table. So you do have to be very careful about how you play these. But one of the reasons that I do that is because I run beast cards. Beast level 2 says that you can discard any dark heartless card on your world that's level 3 or lower. Jack Skellington is in here to try and drive those levels as low as possible so you can use Beast to straight up discard dark cards instead of having to actually battle them, because as you can see, power is very hard to come by in this deck. So there's a little bit of insight there on the level 2s. Now the level 3s get kind of crazy, so we're going to go ahead and we're going to break these down into pieces here. So I've got Leon level 3 and Cloud level 3, which for those of you who don't know the Japanese sets, you're going to go level 3, like what? So piece of memory, Leon comes in level 3, Cloud comes in level 3, and Sephiroth comes in level 3. Now I don't run Sephiroth in this deck because he doesn't jive with the World Racer theme, but he would be a good card to include, so it's something I may consider later. Each of these is really interesting. So Leon is a level 3 that gives you +6 attack and +3 magic. Now that's important because again you need power, but when he's sitting on a Hollow Bastion world card, he automatically gets +3 attack, which puts him at 9 attack, which in and of itself is great. But then he also has the ability that he can't be discarded when he's sitting on Hollow Bastion unless he's participated in a battle or a challenge. And all that means then is that your opponent can't Simba him away, which is really important because any sort of like ability to drive, you know, your friends out of your friend area could really mess with you, especially in this deck, especially with the higher level guys, because they're so critical moving forward. Now Cloud is level 3. He gives you +7 attack, +3 magic. He also gets